What is up guys, WOOO here, back again with another Division 2 build video. Welcome back. Today's build is my Dragon's Glare burn build for PvE, utilising the talents Tag Team, Creeping Death and the Imperial Dynasty holster, which is the Dragon's Glare talent. Burn the shit out of everything. And that's what this build does. You can see the background, this is Capitol Hill Legendary, and it is a really fun way to roll with this build. You get so much success with great crowd control, with the burn every 35 seconds. You're in a good place to assist your teammates, and also guys, yes may I add, also this does some nice damage. You can see at the end of the mission that I have some really nice sexy damage on this build. Now you burn everything, and that's great for players with DPSs. They can take down NPCs much easier because of the CC effects, but it's still a really good team build that you can utilise solo. I'm using the Striker drone, however you can use the Assault turret if you so wish and desire. That may output a little bit more damage, but still, it is entirely to you and your playstyle. But this build, old but freaking gold. It is so much fun in any content in the game. Legendaries, yes, this is so much fun. You have to be very, very careful because using, yes, you've seen it, the chem launcher, your aim needs to be on point, and of course, you cannot shoot yourself because you will be burnt to a freaking crisp. Hey guys, if you enjoyed this build, enjoy the video, you know what to do. Thumbs doodle, it helps. It really, really does. And if you're new to the channel, put the WOOO bomb on the sub button. Ding the bell to be notified when I upload my content. Peeps, let's woo this. What is it, peeps? And before we go into the build, I just wanted to talk about a few things. First thing is, where have I been? What's been happening? What's been going on? Guys, I don't know if you know, YouTube is just a small facet of what I actually do. I stream a hell of a lot, so streaming is my #1 priority. YouTube is not. It's my secondary priority. Division has been a little bit quiet. Not much going on recently, so it's kind of frustrating producing content and there's not much happening in the game. Views are down obviously because there's not much happening, so I stream a lot more. So that's why I'm a little bit quiet. Plus, I'm also very, very busy because I've just created a new gilded server. You're probably wondering, what the hell is a gilded server? Simple. Very similar to Discord, however, on steroids. Much more accessible, functional, and again, for me, I want to combine two communities, YouTube and my streaming, under one umbrella, one simple roof. So everything's in the same place. Again, just kind of streamlining completely and get my content all under one roof, which makes it easier for me, gives me more time to focus on this and streaming and talking to people. So if you want to join, and I would love you to join, new guild server, just under 100 members, so make sure you are joining away, and the link is in the description. Again, very similar to Discord, however, it is much more accessible, much more fun, and so much more we can do with this server. So guys, check it out, link in the description. Right, now let's go to the build. Bam, let's jump in here, and let's see this. Oh, I like that. And I do like that nice little burn. Imperial Dynasty holster. Dynasty, who gives a shit? Same thing. There you go. Right, but before we do that, let's just do this to make sure my skill cooldowns are correct. Now let's go through the build. Now, there's two ways I would run this. Two ways I would consider rolling with this. I'll explain each one. So the first one is the group synergy. This one. This is what you can see here. Group build. Fantastic. Really good. Why is that? Survivalist. Extra damage to status affected targets for your teammates. You're burning a lot of NPCs with this. You are. That's what I like to have. Survivalist on this as a group synergy. Only a group I would use survivalist. I'm not big fan of the heal. The heal which takes forever to heal up. I don't like that. I like 0 to 100 instantly. Not, you've got to wait. Again, step by step, especially in really hard content, legendary missions, it is quite difficult. So for me, group synergy, survivalist. If I'm going to play solo, guys, what I would do, I would switch the spec to technician for that passive skill tier, and that's 10% skill damage. And then what I would do, I would also, you know it, change a piece to armor. That's 913k armor. That's more survivability. Awesome. Boom. Done. So guys, I am 0 offensive, 0 defensive. I am 6 yellows. I am 8 little yellows and 4 little blues. 726k armor, 330k health. Let's go through the build. The mask, guys, is Empress International. We know by now how strong Empress is. Skill health, skill damage, skill efficiency. The attributes: skill damage, armor regen, and skill haste. And before someone says, whoa, 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 hang on, whoa, where's the status effects? Get the status effects on there. I agree. However, with this build and how I run with this, I am very aggressive. I need to be up there. I need to be popping the fire starter chem launcher. I need to be spamming it. So I need to be more, again, forthcoming and forward as opposed to my teammates. I need to be up there and at them. Striker drone doing some hard work, tagging NPCs. Then you have me getting up there doing some damage. So I like the little bit of armor regen. I do. It works. It works for me on this build. What you could do, you could switch armor regen, depending on your style again, for status effects, hazard protection. It's up to you. Skill haste, it's up to you. But I like the armor regen on this. I like the little trickle of extra armor that comes to me, and I want that. Again, given it's survivalist, given I'm at less armor, I'd like armor regen. I want to stay alive. Skill haste, god roll, sausage roll, 12% skill haste. Then we have the second piece of Empress, which is the knee pads. Again, skill damage and hazard protection. You could go for armor regen. I'll just put some hazard protection on there. I like that on legendary missions. I think it helps. Then we have the gloves. Again, the last piece of Empress, skill damage and armor regen. You see, there's not much status effects on this. There's not a hell of a lot. But there's a nice amount because you can keep spamming the skills. Once we go for the chest piece, I'll explain. Then we have the Wyvern Wear backpack, which is skill damage and status effects, which elevates it a little bit. And then we have status effects, skill damage, skill haste, god roll. Then we have creep in death. When you apply a status effect, it is also applied to all enemies within 8 meters of your target. The cooldown is 15 seconds. So simply, happy days. You're going to spread creep in death as often as you can. And that's good to have. That's good to have on the build because you're just spreading that burn consistently. So yeah, you are down on status effects. You've got more armor regen and hazard protection to keep you alive. Status effects are a bit on the low side. Again, feel free to switch. That's up to you. But what helps for me is the skill efficiency from the free piece of Empress. And then we have the chest piece, which is this piece. Skill haste, skill damage, more skill haste, and tag team. The last enemy you have damaged with a skill is marked. Dealing weapon damage to that enemy consumes the mark to reduce active cooldowns by 6 seconds. The cooldown is 4 seconds. Why I'm using tag team, and it works in tandem with my skills. Striker drone or assault turret, the way to go, guys. The way to go with this setup. Then you need a skill that does some nice damage. Again, just say Firestarter, just say Seeker Mines, just say Firefly, whatever it is. Once you tag the NPC with your primary, give that being Striker or Assault, what happens? Shoot them and you will remove 6 seconds from the cooldown. You just take that off. In 4 seconds time, again, shoot them again. What happens? You remove another 6 seconds. And this rinse and repeat, and especially something like the chem launcher. And again, you can just keep doing that. If you use all your charges, your ammo, happy days. Use a striker drone, they're tagging easily just every few seconds. Just tag them. Happy days, done. You will recover your ammo for the chem launcher. That means more damage. You can spam it more often. That's good. That's why I've opted for this setup. Not as much status effects as you would see, but some nice survival tips, some bit of armor regen, some hazard protection, and again, tag team so you can keep spamming that damage, spamming and spamming. It's a good way to go. It's a nice way to go. My build, it works very, very well, as you've seen in the gameplay. Then we have the Imperial Dynasty holster with Dragon's Glare talent. While in combat, applies burn to the enemy closest to you within 20 meters. So every 35 seconds, this will proc when you're in combat. The beauty of this, rather than that one NPC that's going to be burning like shit, you have multiple NPCs burning because you have creeping death on the backpack. And you've seen that in the gameplay, and you can see that now. Creeping death Imperial's Dynasty work very, very nicely. They work together as one, and this is what happens. You can see, guys, why I've paired these together. And just ultimately proves you can still use this piece to good effect. People may say, Memento, use that. Again, different build, completely different build. Use the Vile Mask. Again, it becomes a different build. Showcasing this piece, and this piece works well on legendaries. For me, I like a little bit more armor because I'm a bit more aggressive. So that's my take on that. Skills, Striker Drone, nearly 15-second cooldown. 70k damage, we know that I can get that easily 100k and beyond. Duration, health, and damage are the mods of choice. And then we have the Firestarter Chem Launcher. It is 17.9 second cooldown, 600 damage, 301 burn damage. The mods burn strength and ammo. And with this one, Striker Drone, you can also use the Assault Turret. That will also work very, very nicely. You can pick it up and use it. I'd like to be a bit lazy. I like the Striker Drone, just switch enemies with the LB button on Xbox pad. Assault Turret, you got to keep picking up, and dropping it, picking up, dropping it. Yeah, so I feel in my style, Striker Drone is a little bit more, it's stronger because I'm consistently moving forward with this build. So that's, again, personal preference. Weapons, yeah, I was just showcasing this to a friend before. So it is the Harmony as a secondary. It is the Capacitor as the primary. People may say, use the test subject because it has that little bit of 40% out the bat damage. Nice for your skills and your weapon. Great. And it does against the Harmony, but an AR. Great. Seriously, it works really, really treat. My style is aggressive. I don't sit that much in cover unless I really have to, and if I am, I'm shooting. That's just me. And that's how I work, and that's why I like Perfect Combined Arms. It works really well on any build, because you are shooting the shit consistently, which means damage. More damage. With the Capacitor, again, shooting enemies build stacks up to a cap of 40. Each stack grants 1.5% skill damage after 5 seconds. Stacks decay 1 per second. For each skill tier gain, 7.5% weapon damage. I'm gaining 60% skill damage and 45% weapon damage. So ultimately a lot more. And to keep the stacks is a doddle. It is a doddle, guys. It truly is. The only time again you lose some stacks when you're out of combat. That's for me. I like the Capacitor. That is my best in slot. Simple. Crit chance rounds, crit damage, weapon handling. Harmony is my secondary. Again, it's what we're looking at, perfectly in sync. We know how that works by now. And we have crit chance rounds, crit chance, and crit damage. Sidearm is simple. I don't use it, guys, so don't say anymore. I just don't use it. It is permanently fixed as this, or it's the backup boomstick, whatever looks nicer. Usually the boomstick. Anyway, in sync, yeah, for the extra damage when I don't have any bullets in my primary or secondary, because I've started a match made into a shitfest being a directive with no ammo. There you go. So guys, you've seen the skills, weapons, and the gear. Let's look at the stats very quickly. Again, don't worry about weapon damage. We know with any skill build, it's irrelevant really. You are shooting peanuts, marshmallows, whatever the weather, so it's irrelevant. Let's look at these. Creeping Death Tag Team and Dragon's Glare work in tandem for me. That's quite nice. I have, let's have a look, Armor Regen is just about 10k, which is alright. It's not bad. I could get more. I could lose a bit of hazard protection and put some more Armor Regen on there. That's fine. We have hazard protection is 30%, and that helps in some of the most difficult content. I have a little bit of hazard protection. My skill haste is 78%, which could be a little bit more. Again, same as anything in an ideal world, but I'm happy because Tag Team does the work. Puts the hard yards in for sure. Guys, and that is the build. And I like this, guys. I truly do. I think this is an awesome build. I think this is something that shows that Imperial's Dynasty Holster is still viable. It still works. It is still powerful. There are different looks and outtakes on this. But this build still works. I mean, by all means, try it with more status effects. And I will do that with something like Technician. Switch to Technician, remove the Armor Regen, remove the hazard protection, and just go status effects all day, all long. Yet we know then we're talking potentially a lot of damage as well, but less survivability. Maybe. So guys, let me know in the comment section, but I feel this is a good build, and I would recommend this to anyone who wants a nice skill build that wants to set shit on fire, this is something for you. Test this out. Guys, as always, if you enjoyed the build, thumbs doodle, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.